God, are you kidding me? Hammerheads coming into this game 24-0. Lacuna apparently said yes to wanting to be casted going against him, so all the credit to them. We'll see if they can do the unthinkable and take a game off him.
I mean, let's take a look at, like, as you mentioned, let's take a look at those team stats, right? Like, we need to have an opportunity to see how the Hammerheads and the Lacuna actually match up. You said, hey, somebody has to say yes to this team. Somebody has to understand what's going on. And look at the stat line, 24-0 for the Shark Attack Hammerheads, led by Treco, 50. The GM, 95 goals for a 41% shooting percentage. Up to this point, a tall task for Lacuna.
That's insane. 95 goals against 45. That's wild. 95 goals for. 95 goals for. Only 32 goals against for Shark Attacks. Meanwhile, Ven Horizon, on the other end of the spectrum, only 45 goals for, 53 against. Whew.
It is a very, very difficult matchup between a team who has won as many games as the Lacuna has played. And we're talking about how good the Hammerheads have been as a team. Let's take an opportunity to see how this team breaks down. The 4 players on this roster: Hybrid Paragon, Red Steel, 43BR. I probably read that wrong. I'm sorry. Defiance has got in Lil Panda. We see very much, Tech 4, a strong 3 with a sub. And if you look at those stat lines across for those 3 players, there are some teams that can't compete with the individual stat lines of the Hammerheads.
No, that's absolutely insane. I mean, look at Red right there. 39 goals. 24 assists. 25 assists, rather. And still shooting 44%. Like, that's insane. And then you got Defiance and you got Panda right behind him with 26 goals apiece. Like, that's just crazy production.
I mean, honestly, I'm in the rival tier individually, and by the end of the season, if I have a stat line that's similar to what Red still has at this point, I will be unbearably proud of myself. That's how I feel as a rival player in this tier, and Lacuna are really up against one at the time with White 7, Riki, Average Johnson, and Chase. This is a team that I personally scrimmed earlier on in the evening. I know how this team plays. I know what I expect to see. Light really had been a highlight reel in the scrims that we played. Average Johnson, though, is the one who's coming away with the leader in the shooting percentage, and Riki right up there with them. But ultimately, Tech 4, we need to see these 2 teams on the pitch. I'm going to throw it to you real quick before K Doughboy, who's producing in the background, gets these 2 teams onto the pitch. If you had to pick one, right, this is RSC. It's a 4-game set. We know they only play 4, not some best of 5 weird thing. Do you think the Lacuna are going to be the first rival team in Season 17 in RSC 3s to take a game off of the Hammerheads?
Tell you what, Trippin', I want to say yes for the storylines, but I don't think we're going to see it. With these shooting percentages coming out from Lacuna, 12-12 against 24-0, they have a tall task against them.
I mean, it is certainly a very tall order. If I'm sitting here and I'm looking at these 2 teams, I know for sure that if I am the Hammerheads, I feel very confident in the 3 that I have in Red Steel, Defiance, and Lil Panda, and that is exactly who is joining the pitch. Riki, Average Johnson, and Light are joining on the other side. We're going to get down to the pitch here in just a moment, folks, and I had to tell you, Tech, I kind of agree with you. As badly as I want to see the upset, as badly as I want to see one game go the right way for the Lacuna, I feel like the Hammerheads are the ones who are going to have it in control for the first couple through seconds of the match, and Riki will put one just a bit wide of the target. Defiance's guy is going to be the one to take control. 15 seconds down, it's on. Light's going to be there, going to miss the double tap. Average Johnson will take over at midfield, and a couple of people in RSC have already said, hey, you know, this team is 24-0, they're so good, how do they do it? And Tech 4, what they say is, this is a team that does the little things right all the time.
No, absolutely. Everybody that has scrimmed them, every single person has said, you know, they don't do anything crazy flashy, they're just in the right place, they make the right place, they shoot the ball well, and that's going to make you successful.
It certainly makes things a lot easier when you can do those little things correctly, especially when you're talking about the rival tier here in RSC 3s. You're talking about players who are sitting in that Champ 2, Champ 3 slog if you will, where things can get very, very difficult. You get those players who are just mechanically incredible and seem like they can never miss. And then all of a sudden, they couldn't hit the broadside of a barnyard if they tried. Average Johnson can hit the broadside of the barnyard. Unfortunately, they drop it right down to Lil Panda, who buries this one dead center.
And this is exactly what we're talking about, right? Just in the right place, the right time, good positioning, and just going to take advantage of that little mistake.
A little mistake is really all that you need, and as we mentioned, if you do the little things correctly, a tiny mistake is a wide open goal on the other side. Hammerheads jumping out to a 1-0 lead here in game one of this 4-game set. Good read here by Red Steel. They'll throw it off the wall. A nice demo by Average Johnson, taking out Lil Panda, which will give a slight opportunity here for the Lacuna to make something happen. They'll throw it off the backboard. Here's Light 7 looking for one. Does not have the boost to make it work.
Yeah, interesting to see Lacuna coming out here. A little bit demo heavy so far. I think they're thinking that might be the way to break down this defense. Haven't been able to connect on anything yet, but has got the ball in the other zone. Meanwhile, we got Riki up. Is going to put this off the wall. Panda is there to clear that out. But looks like Average Johnson, no, he's going to miss that. And Panda's on the attack.
Panda has one, but it's Riki who will take over with 40 boost, and there'll be two players down the left wing. They have an opportunity here to pass one out towards midfield with 100 boost. It'll float down in front of the net. Average Johnson can't get there in time as the ball leaks across the crossbar. Lil Panda will have the clear on the wing. Average Johnson is ready. They'll get bumped off the play. Comms looking real good on the blue side of Hammerheads as they knock one down. It's Light at halftime who will pop this one up. A 1-0 lead at the moment for the Hammerheads. Riki trying to change that, won't be able to do it here.
Tell you what though, Lacuna has a little bit of pressure here early on. If they can keep this up, they might be able to get one in the back of the net here pretty soon. Riki not quite able to take that one. It's going to come across, but Defiance is going to cut that off. And looks like that's going to be the end of this pressure for at least a little bit.
Hey, on the bright side here, if you're talking about a team who is 24-0 and you're 12-12, and in game number 1 with 2 minutes to play, you've held them to a 1-0 stat line. I hate to talk about moral victories in Rocket League a lot of the time, but this most certainly has been a moral victory as that shot will go wide and Average Johnson will clear. And some offensive pressure here for Lacuna as they try to break out of their own zone. Defiance has got to make a quick turn on this ball, and even with 0 boost, just does not have a care in the world. It's knocked down by Red Steel, and Light will now take over. Red Steel with the dunk here. It'll go into the corner. 90 seconds, Tech 4 on the clock.
Man. This has been a much closer game than I expected to be, but we'll see if Lacuna can put one on the net. If they can't, this is all for nothing. Average Johnson's going to pick up this ball, put it ahead for Light. Light not quite able to make that touch. Defiance going to put that out. Riki, no, Defiance another huge stuff. And Defiance leaving it for Red. Red's going to put it middle. Johnson's going to pick it up. Light turns away, so Average Johnson's going to have to keep on this. Nice bump by Defiance. Panda's going to pick this up. Riki puts it back down. There's a demo going. And looks like Red's going to be able to clear that one back away.
It had a really good opportunity in front of the net there. Unfortunately, not able to make one happen. A pretty decent boost advantage here on the orange half. Riki can't make the touch. Average Johnson will lay it up. Riki not going to make that turn, but Light will. They'll throw this one top shelf. It's off the crossbar. Here comes Riki on the follow-up. That's off the post as well. Red Steel clears it to the corner. 30 seconds left to play here. Game number 1 is Lil Panda coming up the wing. Light on the dunk. Going to go all the way across the pitch. Average Johnson is there.
Oh, he misses. Riki's going to shot.
Versus the open down Panda. And Panda will turn that one away. 15 seconds and counting.
John's going to drop it down. Light's going to take a shot. Looks like Defiance going to put that one away. Tell you what, Lacuna's had some shots here in this last 30 seconds. Riki's going to get one more opportunity, it looks like.
Oh, man, that's so unfortunate. Like, as you were mentioning, Tech, right at the end of that game, a couple of really good looks for the Lacuna. They had those opportunities. A couple of those nets, they weren't necessarily open, but there was a window there to shoot into. And if you look at the stat lines exclusively, 4 shots for the Hammerheads, 4 shots for the Lacuna. They're neck and neck. 2 saves on both sides. The difference, Hammerheads were able to find the back of the net one time. Lacuna were not able to pick one up.
Yeah, I just had one missed touch in that game that Panda was able to capitalize on. That's the entire difference of the game. Hammerhead's now 25-0.
Yeah, 25-0 so far. Hammerheads still looking for their first loss on the season. And I'm not sure, I don't have the stats in front of me, and I haven't had them corrected for me up to this point. I believe that Hammerheads at the moment are off to the best start in RSC history with where they sit right now at 25-0. I would love for a statistician from RSC to come and prove me wrong, but the Hammerheads continue to push forward, and I think Tech, we saw it. Both of us are either AGMs or GMs. We're in GM Hub. We see people talking about the league relatively frequently, and the message that we saw was, this is a team that does the little things correct. Yeah, we 100% just saw the little things are all done correctly on the pitch.
Absolutely. We're going to go into game number 2 here, though. Lacuna, gotta be feeling pretty good. Gotta be feeling like this is at least a winnable game after that first one. And we'll see kind of what happens here. Johnson's going to be up. Does beat Red, but it's going to go off to the corner. Looks like Defiance is going to jump on this. Riki gets a nice 50. Ball's going to be up. Panda's going to go for it. Clear it off, but Light's there to grab it. Looks like he's going to go for a pass to the center. Gets the demo! And that's the first goal for Lacuna in the series.
I have casted so much Rocket League, and I've said so many times, if you are not getting the ball into the net when you're making good shots, go for a demo, get physical, take someone out of the play, and right there in front of my face is Light doing exactly that, takes one out with the demo, gets a goal. Lil Panda looking for an answer here, twice on their own rebound, still can't make it happen. Average Johnson to clear it down the other way, it's tapped back out to midfield. Light is right there, they'll intercept. Red Steel gonna knock that one down into the corner. Riki has some advantage here, looking for a back pass potentially to Average Johnson. They're not gonna find it. Defiance's guy will take over, and we will hit the 4:10 mark in the game. Great pass out to midfield. Red Steel on the redirect, and Riki ready for the save.
This one's gonna go a little bit wide. Both players up. Defiance gonna get a little opportunity here. Isn't able to do anything there. Johnson puts it up. Red's gonna collect this, put it back down to the corner. Defiance jumping in. Isn't able to get the touch. Looks like Riki's going to be able to take over. And the pressure is back on the blue side of this pitch.
25-1 line. The Lacuna trying to be the first team in the rival tier to take a game off of the Hammerheads. This one's on target, saved by Average Johnson. It's a one-on-one with Lil Panda. The flick is a bit weak. It's played into the corner from Panda. Now bounced in front of the box and cleared by Red Steel. Going all the way to the other side of the pitch. Defiance is there for the dunk. In front of the Panda! And Panda's going to win the race with the ball in the box. Ties it up at 1-3-19.
Just bigger. Just gets this 50 underneath. Actually, doesn't even 50 it. Just puts it right underneath Riki there. And that's a huge sigh of relief for the Hammerheads. 1-1, 3 minutes, 19 seconds to go.
That's one that you have to have as an answer if you're the Hammerheads. But you somehow need to find the answer for your answer as you are playing from behind early on in this game. Certainly, through 25 games, nothing phases this team. But I would probably be very wrong if I said this isn't the first time this team has had to come from behind and get a victory. And they know the pressure is on them at this moment to continue this streak going. Often we see, I think, Tech, we're both fans of professional sports, that when you see winning streaks like this one, the pressure somehow continues to mound on top of you the longer it goes. And Lil Panda, with ice in their veins at 2:34, scores this one on the bounce off the crossbar.
I'm going to say, I think there's one player on this pitch that does not feel any pressure, and that's Panda. Got all 3 goals so far for our Hammerheads. And another one, just in the right place, right time. Puts it right home. Panda up again. He's going to put this off the backboard to himself. Unfortunately, put us in the middle. We got Red coming up, looking for a shot. Johnson's going to push that across. Panda puts it back down. Light gets a shot on, and we have a tie game.
Yeah, as I said, coming into this match, right? Just because Lacuna is 12-12 doesn't mean they can't keep up. This is a team I just scrimmed. I know that this is a squad that has the capacity to play good games, and Light is a player that you have to watch out for. And unfortunately, Hammerhead's just not quite ready for what Light has to offer. A second goal here. They're looking for a third as they play this one off the kickoff towards the backboard, but Defiance's God is going to be there in time. They have some collection of themselves looking for Panda at midfield, not going to find it, as Ricky will cut it off as we hit the 2-minute mark left in this game.
Looks like Johnson's going to take this over to the corner, get a little bump there from Red. Defiance taking the ball up over, but Light is going to be there to clear it out. He's looking for another one. He's up, ball's there. Looks like it's going to be deflected across pretty easily. Riki, almost right off the crossbar. Johnson's going to collect. Still there. Defiance, however, is going to put this out for the clear. Red's got a shot. Riki able to push that off to the side. Is going to get the credit for the save there. And if you're Lacuna, you're just going to find the back of the net one more time. You've already done it twice in this game.
I think the important thing here is don't let that pressure get to you. In much the same way that the Hammerheads have pressure because they don't want to drop a game. If you're the Lacuna, you don't want that pressure to come
Riki
and force you to struggle. And the Lacuna with ice in their veins as well. A third goal scored. They're in the lead late. Defiance is got with a mistouch, and Riki all over it.
And that's just the flip side from game one. Just a little mistake. Riki there jumps right on top of it, and now we're 1 minute away from Lacuna giving Hammerheads their first loss of the season.
Still a long way to go though, Tech. I wouldn't call for the first loss of the season that early, but this early I might, as Light collects their third goal of this game. A hat trick for Light, faking out Defiance as last man back, under 1 minute to play, and it's gonna be the Lacuna by 2.
Oh, still 55 seconds left. If there's any team that can come back from this, we know it's Hammerheads. However, Johnson's up. He's gonna put another one on net. Lacuna's running away.
Okay, now I'm starting to get a little bit worried, you know, and the real question, Tech, I mean, you know this probably better than almost anybody in RSC does. You're down by 3, 48 seconds. Is this a GG go next if you're a Hammerhead right now?
Tell you what, if I'm coaching this team, I say it is, but when you're 25-0, you know they're not giving up right now. They're trying to preserve that record, and Defiance is God. Puts it right in there. That's a nice shot by him.
Tech 4 with the flex on the stream yet again. The genius himself is here and says there's no way this team is out. There's no way this team is giving up. They score 1 in just 17 seconds, and they have 40 seconds to get 2 more. Defiance has got on the challenge. Now Lil Panda has Red Steel on one wing and Defiance on the other. It's Defiance from the left wing who will take the shot. That one will go wide. We're under 30 seconds with 2 goals left to play. Red is going to beat one. Lil Panda will try to beat the other. Riki there on defense and will play it into their own corner. 15 seconds and counting as Riki pops this one up, buying as much time as possible. Average Johnson with a huge clear.
Yeah, Lacuna's just going to be happy to just boom this ball around, waste as much time as they can, because we got 4 seconds left, and Lacuna is going to give Hammerheads their first loss of the season. Everyone watching this has got to be stunned right now.
That is an unbelievable streak that has been ended right here on the stream. Again, my name is Trippin. That guy is Tech 4. We've taken you through 2 of the 4 games of this season. But honestly, Tech, I feel like at this point in the series, the weight has been taken off of both teams. The Hammerheads no longer have the streak. The Lacuna have broken the streak. It's over. The storyline is gone. And now it just comes down to which one of these 2 teams is better today.
Absolutely. Lacuna has to be just completely crazy right now. They got all the momentum. They have more momentum than probably any team in RSC right now. And they're looking to ride this. If they can turn what we thought was the impossible to get one game, if they can turn that into a series win or even a series tie, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I think that's really where the story comes down to at this point is, okay, now you've taken a game. Now you have an even split series. And again, this is RSC. It's a 4-game series. There is no winners or losers during the regular season. It's just a 4-game set. It is possible that they split. It's equally possible that the Lacuna actually take a W here in the series with a 3-1. But the Hammerheads have a lot going for them. They've played very well all the way up to this point. The streak has been broken, and we enter game number 3.
Absolutely crazy. Defiance put a shot on, doesn't quite get it. Man, it's going to be interesting to see exactly how Hammerheads comes out this game. They could either come out completely angry and just start shooting everything that they have, or they might feel a little bit less pressure with the record gone, the streak gone. A nice demo coming out. Does he have the double? Not quite. It'll be interesting to see how they kind of approach this game. So far, looks like they are going very aggressive.
Yeah, if I'm a player on the Hammerheads right now, the way I'm seeing this is just like any other game we would have lost at any point in the season. It's okay, we dropped one game, who cares? It's one game. There is plenty more season to play. I mean, RSC functions very similarly, in my opinion, as this one just falls in. This works very similarly to baseball, right? It's kind of a law of averages sort of game. You don't have to worry about a series. You don't have to worry about a whole lot of anything. You just have to play your best game in every individual game that you play. And right now, the Lacuna look like they're playing all of their best games the entire season between the 2 games they played so far and the minute of this game that they played.
Yeah, I've been on a couple good teams in my time, and I know sometimes when you lose a game that you don't think you should have, you go out the next game and say, okay, we're just going to bury him here. And that's kind of what it looked like in that first goal from Lacuna, with just no one behind Panda. Just all aggression and really good recognition to get that ball in the net. But if you're Hammerheads, you got to calm down a little bit, get these rotations back to where they are normally, and just get back on track. Nice shot by Defiance. Riki is there to stop it. Light's going to take control of this ball. Does have a shot on. Crossbar down, but not in. That was a great opportunity there for Light.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate miss. They had the bump. They had the shot. They had everything that they needed except the back of the net. Crossbar coming in to save the day. Between the two, Average Johnson will get bumped off the play, and Red Steel will play to the left-hand side. They look for a shot here. A fantastic 50 in front of the box. Here's Light playing this one off their own backboard. A little bit of a dangerous play, but it's going to work for them, at least for the moment. But you know this Hammerheads team is waiting in the water, ready to eat some chum. And unfortunately, this one will get cleared as we approach halftime in this game. In front of the box, and Average Johnson can't quite get there.
Pull out another good opportunity for Lacuna. They've had a few of them this game, only put one in the net so far. However, they still do have this lead 1-0. Hammerheads a little stuck in their own zone for a second here. Now Panda able to get that out. But Light's going to put it right back on. And Defiance, can he get there? He cannot. Light's going to put another one in the back of the net, and we're 2-0 Lacuna.
Well, this is probably a stat line that nobody expected to see. Not only do we have an underdog, if you will, in Lacuna up by 2, but more importantly, the Hammerheads at the moment getting shut out.
This is wild. This is what everyone in the rival tier tuned in to see, but I don't know if anyone expected it. Nice shot from Red, not quite able to go in. Panda's going to come over 50 this back center. No one really there to take it. Riki's going to clear that out and buy a little bit of time. Grippin, if you're Hammerheads, what do you do here? How do you figure this out?
I think I go back to what has done so well, and quite honestly, I think I slow down a little bit here. You know, I take a moment to say, hey guys, you know, we're doing okay. Let's calm down just a little bit. Make sure those comms keep up, and the way that you do that is just by the way that you play. You know, there's no more diving for balls that you don't necessarily need to hit. There's taking those opportunities that you need to have. It's plays like what Red Steel just did, where you slow it down in front of the net. You take that slow air dribble play just to force the game to get into your your pace. You just force the game to get into your pace like that. And I think Red Steel did it again right there. They had an unfortunate dunk on the goal line, but this is exactly what this Hammerhead squad needs to do in order to win this game in the final 60 seconds.
Yeah, 1 minute left. A lot of good opportunities right there. Just inches away from going in the net. Lights up to kind of put this off to the sidewall again. They get the chances, but there isn't all that much time left here. They're down by 2. Got to score real quick here. Defiance getting the center out. Looks like Riki's there to clear that. Does get a nice 50 there as well. And just every time you get a clear, it's just time ticking off the clock, and that's all Lacuna needs right now.
Gonna be Defiance is gone towards the left-hand side, and they're gonna have a read here. But Light is going to be all over that one, and 20 seconds left to go is not a whole heck of a lot of time to score 2 goals here for the Hammerheads. They've already dropped their first game of the season in the last 10 seconds. Will they drop their second game of the season as well to the Lacuna? It's going to be Light with 5 on the left-hand side. Cleared by Defiance is gone. We're going to hit that 1 second. It's going to be Lacuna yet again, and at the absolute worst, they will have a 2-2 split in a 4-game series with the Hammerheads, handing them their second loss of the season. And Tech, if we're looking at the stat lines and we're thinking about this from a statistical perspective, Hammerheads, 0 players over 200 points. A ridiculously dominant performance from Lacuna.
Yeah, that's absolutely wild. No one expected this, but tell you what, just from what I see on the pitch, Light has came to play, and he has been opening up opportunity after opportunity. Riki also been absolutely dominant on the back end, has scored, picked up a cycle in this last game. And, I mean, Johnson's only on 120, but he's done his job as well. Absolutely dominant performance. Not dominant, but absolutely fantastic performance by Lacuna. Trippin'. Do you think they can get the 3-1 here?
You know what? So after that first game, I was like, okay, you know what? I could see this team splitting. I could see Lacuna getting that 2-2. Game number 2, they got a W. I said, okay, we look at game number 3. I expect Hammerheads to come back. I expect Hammerheads to really, like you said, throw down everything they have and show why they're the better team and take this series back over. And they didn't do it. And that's where I start to get nervous if I'm a Hammerheads player, a Hammerheads coach, Hammerheads GM, whatever, is I didn't see the Hammerheads answer to what Lacuna had in game number 3. So coming into game number 4, I have to give a very strong advantage to Lacuna, because not only did they win, but they won in a very dominant fashion, and the Hammerheads aren't looking like the team we expected them to be. If you looked at the game, right, if you didn't just watch the stats and you saw some of the shots, some of the passes, some of the opportunities, you're seeing a miss in accuracy from the Hammerheads. You're seeing things go off the crossbar or off the post that you never expected to see. The passing lanes aren't there. Lacuna is doing everything right at the right time. And even though we're only 30 seconds into this game, Lacuna still looks strong.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. This is just a great job by Lacuna. We were looking at their stats before this, and like you said, the accuracy. But on the other side, as Johnson's going to score the opening goal of this game, we looked at Lacuna. They're shooting 23% on the season tonight. They have found the back of the net, and they have found it plenty.
I mean, this is just one of those situations where you have a team that has been so comfortable for so long in the Hammerheads that they don't expect these sorts of plays. They don't expect teams to just put shots on target from their own third. And suddenly, hey, nobody's back. I can see a passing lane here. I'm just going to throw it downfield, hope for the best. And their hope for the best has been a W, a huge W, every time. And if you're a Hammerhead right now, you got to settle down. You got to just understand, okay, this team can play us. They can play us well. We have to go back to the fundamentals we've had this entire season. We got to slow things down. We have to take those good looks. We have to be ready for those opportunities, and we have to go back to what we did in game 1 that worked so well.
Riki gonna put a shot on net here. Defiance is able to take this off to the side. But Light coming in from the ceiling gets a nice dunk down. And every second that this ball is in the blue zone, it's good for Lacuna. Red Steel able to make that save, puts the ball off. Looks like he's up. Does get bumped out, though. Looks like he had a good shot for a shot on net there. And Red Steel not quite able to put that one on. A little bit of a missed opportunity there. Johnson throwing the ball up, getting it back into the blue zone, and looks like Riki's ready there to challenge. Light's going to take over, put it right in the middle. Tripping. I don't know, man. We got 2 minutes, 45 seconds left. Hammerhead's got to figure this out.
You know, the fun thing about Rocket League is that halftime is plenty of time to play, but if you're a Hammerhead, you just cannot get panicky in this situation. When they're going to drop it down like that in front of the net, you have to take those opportunities. It's Lil Panda who had the shot. It's Light who had the save. It's going to be Red Steel on another opportunity on the rebound. That one will not go either, and Riki is now going to get a big clear to the opposite side. A huge missed opportunity for the Hammerheads. They're not going to get that one look there. Average Johnson will knock it down. It's to Defiance. They'll pop this one. Light is up in the air, all ready to knock this one down. And that ego challenge, that fast-paced play where someone from Lacuna is just getting in the way at the moment has been all that they have needed. Get in the way of a play, make them do something, and that has been just enough.
Oh, another huge opportunity there, but looked like Red wasn't quite able to read Defiance's 50. Turned away right before the ball kind of squeaked free. Oh, Panda. Light's going to put that right back down in front. Nice save out there from Red Steel. Light's going to put this back in the middle again. Bouncing right in front. Panda's going to clear that deep. Looks like Riki jumping up. Is going to get the touch there. Johnson is going to get the beat. Does get the bump as well. So Riki's going to be able to put the center. Red Steel there to clear it. Now ball's getting scary. Back into the red zone. Johnson, nice save. Looks like Panda's going to be able to take control of this. Looking to jump up for a double. Nice bump by Johnson. Defiance finally finds the back of the net. First time in 2 games, and we have a 1-1 game. Hammerheads are still in this.
You know, Tech, I think you said it best, is just the longer that this ball stays in the air or with a slow possession or something like that, the better that it's going to work out for the Lacuna. And finally, they make a slight mistake where they just drop it down in front of the net. And honestly, I think it is more that the Hammerheads finally found the accuracy that they've been missing for the last 2 games than it is that the Lacuna are making mistakes, and Lil Panda proving me right here on the screen
about accuracy.
as Red Steel finds it off the back wall. Lil Panda's right there for the slot.
Oh, that's a quick turnaround that the Hammerheads can have. Goes from down 0-1 to 2-0 in about 5 seconds. Panda, excellent shot. You're talking about accuracy. He put that right on a rope in that top corner.
Love when you see that missile just go exactly where you need it to be, and a 2-1 lead very late in the game here for the Hammerheads. So far, Tech, shaping up to be a series I'd love to see go to 5. Unfortunately, we won't see it here. If you want to see a best-of-5 series go down, make sure you stick around with RSC all the way through to the playoffs, where we get into those best of sets. We start to see some real fun things happen. 15 seconds left to play. Red Steel off the backboard, down to Light in front of the net, and 10 now for Lacuna to come back.
Defiance with this hit back over into the orange zone is going to take some time. Johnson's going to jump up this ball. He's not going to be able to. We got 1 second left. As soon as this ball hits the ground, Lacuna not able to keep it up. Hammerhead's going to take game number 4, and we have a 2-2 series.
It's so unfortunate that we don't have a best-of-5 here to just see what this last match would have offered us between these 2 squads. It has been back and forth all series, and I think for most people in RSC, they came in just expecting the Lacuna to roll over and die versus the Hammerheads, and they said, no, we're on stream. We're playing arguably the best team in Rival right now in Season 17 threes. We're going to make it work. We're going to make them pay for what they've done to the rest of the tier, and they hand the Hammerheads their first 2 losses of the entire season.
Wow. Unbelievable job, Lacuna. Not only doing the impossible to take one game, they take two. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's a crazy performance here from both sides. I love to see everything that the Hammerheads and Lacuna were able to offer to us. But unfortunately for you out there in RSC, Solar, Twitch land, we only had one game scheduled tonight, folks. That's all that we have for the evening. So unfortunately, you're not going to get to hear more of Trippin' and Tech 4. You're not going to get to see more of K Doughboy in the background. And that's because you individually, RSC players, did not have an opportunity to jump on in to this stream scheduling channel in the Discord and say, hey, I want to play on stream. Please let me be here. That's why we're missing. We would love to have you here more often, but unless you, the players, make this happen, it's just not going to